Hi everyone and welcome to $1 million app ideas. I'm Pietro Messineo, I'm an indie dev and I successfully exited some apps in the past. And that's why I feel comfortable today in giving you some suggestions or even some recommendations on how you can enlarge your app portfolio. And why not? Maybe even make some millions out of it. So in this new format, I'm going to unveil 3 app ideas every week. And so for each app, we're going to see what is the app about, how much money it made in the last 3 months, how many downloads, how complicated it is to make such an app, and at the end also what could be the effective actually selling price of this app in case the developer would like to sell it. So let's start with the app of today. So you may wonder why I picked an IPTV player and why I picked this one in specific. Well, actually, there are several reasons. So for whom doesn't know what is an IPTV player, it's basically an app that, given a list of VOD, which is video on demand, or live streams, it will basically allow the user to play it on their device directly. Well, so far so good, isn't it? But actually, the reason why I picked this specific app, rather than other competitor, is because I was surprised by the fact that this specific app is completely abandoned in terms of maintenance and development. And yet it makes a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but a very good amount of money. So in your opinion, in the last 3 months, how much money this app could have made? $71,000 in 3 months. Considering that is an app which has been updated, I think, in 2022, and is not receiving any update, no maintenance, doesn't have any running cost because they do not use any third-party APIs and stuff like that. That's insane, right? It's like buying a flat and just getting money from it and do not pay anything. No taxes to, tax of the property or whatever, right? Insane. And so how many downloads it made in the last 3 months? 914,000. At this point, I'm pretty sure that this app is going very much organically and that the owner is not doing any type of promotion. I was having a look at the keywords of the ASO and seems like he's always positioned on the top charts of several categories. So he's ranking very good and most likely all of these downloads are coming organically, which is great. So how complicated is to make such an app? I think that for the first time you will see a 2 out of 10. And it's a mix of decisions that brought me to this. The first one is the decision of the maintenance. This app doesn't need any maintenance. And the second one, we will see it very soon. So what could be the possible selling price? Well, as usual, you have to consider several factors, including the revenue trends, the profit margin, the user growth rates, the market potential, and of course also the app sustainability. So usually we use a revenue multiplier that ranges between 3 times and 10 times the yearly revenues. And so if this app made $71,000 in the last 3 months, we can multiply it by 4 and we obtain the yearly revenues, which is roughly $284,000. And so, as I said, we can use a revenue multiplier that usually ranges between 3 times and 10 times the yearly revenues. So if we use the basic multiplier of 3 times the yearly revenues, we will obtain $852,000. So this may be almost $1 million exit in case the developer would like to sell his app. And so now let's go one step back and let's see how we can make such an app. So the reason why I gave a 2 ratings out of 10 is because you don't have to think much about how to make such an app. So you can have 2 actually ways for how you can make this app. Or you can use third-party libraries, or you can actually go native. And why would you, right? So if you want to use a third-party library, I think the most commonly used is called M3U8 decoder. And basically is a third-party library that, given a URL, it basically parses all the M3 U8 playlist. And so once you have it parsed, you can just show it to the user and the user just tap on the list and play the video. Easy peasy. Or, as I said native, you can parse it yourself. But why to reinvent the wheel when you already have an amazing M3 U8 decoder? There are also other alternatives, but M3 U8 decoder is actually the one that is most updated and improved, even though the M3 U8 list, it's a sort of XML and is not getting any update or is not changing the structure and stuff like that. And the question that you are always asking me, how can how this app is monetized? Like how they can make such a big amount of money? And you would be surprised to know that they have only one in-app purchase for $1.99. So can you imagine how much money those people make? With only $1.99 and 900,000 downloads, they made $70,000 in 3 months. With only one in-app purchase, with no A/B testing, with no advertisement, with nothing. It's insane. Like the potential that this app is having in terms of revenues multiplier and app growth is huge. If they would just dedicate some time in making this app a better app in terms of like revenues, they could make easily 2 or 3 or even more, 4 times more revenues. And so where do I get my first 1,000 of downloads in case I will download such an app? As usual, you can cooperate with an influencer on Instagram, Twitter, or even YouTube, TikTok, whatever. You can cold mail some blogs. You can improve your ASO keywords. And if you have some budget, you can invest them in Apple search ads. So the app that I analyzed today is called Smarter's Player Lite. And is actually available for iPad, iPhone, and Apple TV. That would also be one of the reasons why people love to use it, because they can have it across all the devices, almost all of them. And I will just recommend you to download it and give it a try. So that wraps up our app idea of the beginning of our week. And I hope that this concept sparks inspiration for your upcoming app portfolio. Please, as usual, little disclaimer, take the numbers that you saw in this video as estimates only because they are coming from public tools, and so they may not be accurate, even though in the past few years I found out that those numbers are almost accurate as much as real values that developers are obtaining through the App Store Connect or whatever other tools they use. So as usual, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the community, and even follow me on Twitter. See you at next video.